For the next talk that we have coming up, I'm very excited about this one, is learning how to go from 0 to 10,000 users. Please welcome Wilson to the stage.
Green goes forward, red goes back. All right, all right. Can you guys hear me okay? Beautiful. All right. Is anyone hands up if you guys are founders here? Hands up. Beautiful. Only one. Anyone else building products out there? Are you guys building products? Not yet. Okay, you still should pay attention because traction is everything. Whether you want to bootstrap, fundraise, whatever the case may be, this is super important for you. Um, So for context, I'm going to be sharing with you a project that we're building called TheFunPass. And as an example, not to shill, not to anything, nothing to sell. TheFunPass is a loyalty rewards platform for metaverse players, such as Roblox, Sandbox, Minecraft, and the likes. And we basically help put brands and these metaverse players together. Now, as I was saying, it is super critical for you guys, whether you guys are bootstrapping or fundraising, to have your traction. Very critical. Number one is that it shows real interest in your product, not just an idea that you have that you think is super cool sitting in a dorm, but it's things that people are willing to pay for. And that's really the critical point. And that's the reason why we must have the metrics to show for that. And second of all, it is that you're not just all talk, that you have a team to help you execute, that you're capable to be able to execute. And that's the reason why traction is so, so important. And yeah, any questions so far? As an investor, they want to be able to lower their perceived risks. When they see traction, they feel like it's lower perceived risk. They feel that you are a team that is capable. And that's what we want to be able to prove. So to make sure that your time is well spent here and that you guys are not just on your phones, share with you the traction that we have. We launched on July 13th of this year. More than 10,000 MAU, more than 100,000 on-chain transactions so far, more than 3 million in social platforms view-wise. Winner of the Founders Showcase in Blockchain Futurists, and one of the top 5 partners of this ecosystem. And that's the reason why we were invited to come and share some of the tricks and strategies that we have employed to you guys. Cool? Any questions so far? No? Okay, let's go. So this is a 6-step journey that we have broken down for you guys. Break down the user journey, fail fast and smart, assemble an all-star team, gather facts, not assumptions, show, don't tell, and I'm going to show you guys the real journey behind this entire project. Number 1, breaking down the user journey. This is like truly the foundation of any type of traction. You must know the entire process of this user journey. It gives you the clarity on the goal that you're trying to achieve. As much as you want to get users, there are different types of the journey that you focus on different things, which requires different tactics. Second of all, it allows you to understand which levers to push and pull, distinguishing between the signal and the noise. So many times we get lost on something that seems like a crazy opportunity, but later on, when we look back at this user journey, we realize that, you know what? It's actually noise. It's actually bogus. Waste of my time and resources. So to break down the user journey, we break it down into a funnel model. Top of funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. The first part of the funnel is really to get people's attention all the way to a user or even a paying customer. So as we divide this funnel up, the top of the funnel is to showcase how people are finding out your product. Users at this stage, they don't know that they have this problem. They're starting to be aware that, oh, I might be having this problem. I might want to have a solution to this. And so it is your job to be able to capture their attention at this current stage. And that's the goal. The middle of the funnel represents how are you engaging with this potential users. Now that you have their attention, it's your job to be able to provide education, to bring them value, ultimately to develop this trust and this bond that you are the ultimate solution. And lastly, bottom of the funnel, how do we convert this into a paying user? When it comes down to it, At this point in time, your users has all the metrics they need. They have all the data that they need. Now it is time for us to tip that scale, to bribe them. And I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how you can bribe them. Any questions so far? Nope, good, good, nice. So as an example of what I'm sharing just now, part of our goal with the TheFunPass was to be able to help one of our clients, a carnival operator, to sign up users that go to this carnival on this TheFunPass app. So then that way, they can create this loyalty program, give them rewards. And so for us, the top of funnel is how are we going to be able to educate the goers into this reward platform? When people are at carnival, they're seeing lights, they're seeing rides, games, and everything. But how do we capture their attention? And this is when we were able to actually train all the staff, operating staff, about the value proposition of the TheFunPass application. In addition to that, we had signages all over the entire site to showcase the rewards that they're going to be able to get, such as winning a trip to Hawaii. Middle of the funnel, now that we have their attention, now that they're excited, they're like, what's going on? How do I win a trip to Hawaii? We then share with them how easy it is to use our platform. A very quick demo of a 1, 2, 3 process. Not only that, we also had merch, plushies, digital collectible, everything displayed. So then that way people can see exactly what rewards they're going to receive if they were to play this game, if they were to sign up for the TheFunPass. And finally, at this point in time, we need to convert them into a user. The final stage to tip that skill, to bribe them. Usually people at this point, they're either sold or they're not sold. They needed something to force them to take that action. And that's the reason why this is the time when we introduce them a free game or a double your chances of winning. And this usually is able to convert this into a user. And that's what I mean by bribing your users. Free demo, right? Or free games, 50% offs. All these things add up to converting the user. Now, as you can see, from this breaking down of the user journey, if you were to focus on doubling your rewards when they don't even know your application, then you're doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. So being able to understand the user journey flow is critical to getting traction for your product. Now I'm going to show you a quick testimonial video just to show you guys like the success of this application. 30 seconds, we can play it right now. And the reason why I want to show you is because it leads to the next part of the presentation.
Thank you very much for playing the TheFunPass. How did you feel about the TheFunPass app?
On the app, feedback.
Yeah. It was fun, yeah.
It was really easy to use, and the prizes are really clear. So it was really easy for us to rack it up really quick. Yeah.
Nice colors, very nice.
Because like in case you don't win there, you win something here.
So in the end, we all walked away winners. I'm glad I got my mug.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and I hope.
Quick testimonial video just to showcase what I'm talking about when it comes down to our application. Give it a little bit more context and color. The next step in getting traction is to be able to fail fast and smart, because in today's world that is changing so rapidly, we must develop the skill set of being able to be adaptive. Instead of just being stuck and stubborn about your thesis, you have to know when to pivot. That's number one. Second of all, it allows you to continuously improve and not be complacent. Now, you saw the success, but initially, when we first launched, we only had 50 users. And that was really concerning for me because we spent tens and thousands of dollars on this application. We thought we knew what we were doing. It was a really important client for us, but seemingly, we were failing. And as a result, what we did reactionally, we doubled up our giveaways right away. We doubled up the prizes we're giving away. We doubled up the rewards. We were giving out the farm because we wanted and we were desperate for users. And at this point in time, our team was challenging us. He's like, are we sure we want to double up the prizes? Because we're going to run out of budget real quick. We still have a few more weekends to go. And that was when we realized that it was important for us to capture surveys. And so within the first week, we captured over 400 surveys, ran doubled in our giveaways and prizes and rewards. After analyzing our surveys, we realized that everything else was not a problem. The rewards was not a problem. Incentive was not a problem. The problem was with onboarding. The buttons, the placement, value proposition, the flow, education, incentives. All this led to more than 8 different iterations on this platform within the next 3 days. And that was how fast we needed to adapt to. We needed to have a thesis, we needed to test, we needed to collect results of what's happening in the marketplace, not what we think. And that was the key, going back to the thesis. And as a result of that, the second week, we had more than 600 users. And we even cut down on the prizes that we gave away. So that was not the problem at all. This is a format that we follow, and especially when you are launching a product, there's 10 million things that you guys are working with. So it's really critical for you to be able to have frameworks that you follow. And this was able to allow us to really stay level-headed. Have a thesis. This thesis should have as much parameters, success metrics, and ideas that you have, goals. Second is to develop an MVP and go to market and test it as soon as possible. Finally, collect feedback. Collect meaningful feedback that you can actually cross-reference with your thesis. That is key. Insightful thesis is really key, not just some random surveys. And finally, reiterate your MVP and tweak, so then that way you can actually achieve your next results that you are trying to aim for. And that's why we must fail fast and we must fail smart. Don't just fail fast, guys. Cool? Nice. Now, one of the biggest lessons that we had when we were running our first week was that we were not gathering facts at all. I was just sharing with you guys, we were being very reactive. We were doubling up our prizes. We're giving away the farm. It is because at that point in time, it was a lot of feelings. It was very, very subjective in terms of what we think and how we feel. And that's why, as number 1 says, provide accurate assessment of the situation. Gathering facts allows you to see what is really going on without the BS, without the bias. Really, really critical. And finally, the second piece is to be able to speak the same language with your team. How you feel versus how your friend feels versus how your co-founder feels. You guys are all speaking different languages, but with data, with insights, with facts, now you're speaking the same language. Now you can work cohesively as a very aligned team. As I was saying, the first week we doubled up our prizes, and we realized that that was not really the problem at all. The problem was that people got lost after entering their email. The users did not receive the code. They didn't see that button. They didn't understand the key value prop. They didn't read the tutorials because it was just way too long. And they didn't know what to do with our stars, this and that. And these are all what we deduced and formulated what really happened. And at the end of the second week, we tripled our conversion because we gathered facts. And so this is super critical in terms of getting your traction. Any questions so far? Hands up. Are you guys still following along? Beautiful. Heads are nodding. Thank you. Thank you for participating and engaging. And the next thing is to have a team that is fully aligned, a cohesive team that drives on the same direction. It is very, very critical because you guys need to be able to work towards the same goal, have that shared vision together. And at the same time, you need to be able to communicate and collaborate effectively, especially when you're working with all your co-founders. And finally, foster a positive culture. This is what makes work fun. This is why you guys are on this journey together. And it's very, very, very critical. As much as it's cliche, I still think that it is so, so important. And that's the reason why it's on the slide right now. When I'm talking about shared vision, how do we achieve shared vision? Number 1 is to be able to share your mission and your values. Your mission is really what you guys are doing this for. What problem are you guys solving? Because there are so many different opportunities, you get lost. That's the reason why you need that guiding light to guide you along the path. Values is what works for you. What do you personally believe in? Same thing with your co-founders, same thing with your partners. If you guys have difference in values, it is very difficult to create anything meaningful together, because through hardship, through challenges, that's when the cracks show. That's when the difference in opinions start to show because of the values. So having that upfront is critical to the success of your team. The second piece is empowerment and autonomy. Provide a sense of ownership, trust, and aligned incentive. The key here is the aligned incentive, not a 4-year vesting schedule that's like, oh man, it's just not going to work. I think that people need that aligned incentive right from the get-go, especially when you're working from the founders to the devs to the operational team. It is super critical on that note. Finally, foster a positive culture. Make it fun. Nowadays, people are not just looking at money. They're looking at, am I getting ahead? Am I learning? Is progression being made? After a certain amount of money that people receive as compensation, it goes beyond that. They need to feel that they're part of something bigger. They need to feel that they're progressing as an individual, and we need to tap into that as founders. And so this is really key in developing that aligned team, because I'm actually speaking from experience of running a traditional team of over 100 versus now I'm running a team of 5. Very, very big contrast. So many different insights that I can gather, but those are the 3 key ones that made the biggest impact for us. One hot take that I really want to share is operational execution. And this is a key point that I think a lot of people miss out when it comes down to building. You can have a great tech team that can be super capable and turn around your product in a very fast manner. You can have a founder that has a really strong vision, strategies to achieve that. But if your product lack any type of operational execution, that's when things fall apart. Because whatever thesis you have behind the computer, when it's being delivered out, not the right way, not the way that you are designing the product, then that's when things fall apart. So what I am referring to is from educating the users to the touch point of being able to execute precisely to how the product works, to finally gathering insights that are actually important for you to actually make the changes and tweaks. So really focus on your operational execution if your product requires any type of operations, right? If it's fully online, that's a different story. But overall, operational execution is something that I feel a lot of founders that I'm talking to are struggling on because there are more developer backgrounds, software engineers, and whatnot. Next piece is show, don't tell. Trust is being able to build on execution and not just talk, especially in today's world. If you guys are going to market to raise capital, you're not going to be able to raise $1 by just having an idea. You must be able to show that there's traction, show that people believe in you guys, show that you can network, show what you're doing. It proves that you can do the job. And on top of that, it allows people to actually experience it and develop that loyalty to you and your product. So far, by the way, hands up if you guys know anyone that plays Roblox. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You guys are going to be the best auntie, uncle, dads, whatever the case may be. Please take a picture of this. Send it to your friends that play Roblox, okay? I guarantee you they're going to be over the moon. Like, I'm trying to talk to my niece of 12-year-old, and she won't talk to me for the longest time because we don't really connect. But when we showed him this, he was completely over the moon. He's like my best friend now because of this. So that's the reason why I wanted to kind of give you guys this gift for today, spending time with us. If you can't see this, come find me for a physical card later as well. Okay? And I'll give it to you. My whole point of demonstrating this is that I'm here to show you what works and what doesn't work, not just tell you and preach. Because it is so important to be able to, especially in today's age, to be able to deliver that value and establish that trust. Us as a loyalty platform to match brands with metaverse players like Roblox, Minecraft, and the likes, it was critical for us to be able to show the users what are they getting in return. Not just having a digital collectible, badges and whatnot, because it's seemingly so untangible. That's the reason why we had to merge it with merch, collectively aligning this entire reward system for our users. So the reason why I wanted to show you this is plot it into your own model. Figure out how you can showcase the value prop and not just say and tell the value prop. For us, when we were doing fundraising, we were hosting multiple different VIP events. We held gatherings with 50 different VCs because we wanted to be able to showcase and demo what we're doing and not just be sending a pitch deck. We need to show them we care. We need to show them that we are focusing on the little details. And that's the reason why you guys must show and not tell. Lastly, the real journey is to be able to create a product that a lot of people really want to buy. It's really your goal. Whatever your product you guys are working on, your startup, your idea, this is the mission. Create a product that a lot of people want to buy. It's so simple, yet it is so difficult to achieve this mission. And the reason why it was important for me to share the real journey with you today is because, as you can see, we launched the TheFunPass product on July the 13th of this year. But really, we have been working on this since November 25th of 2021, 2 years ago. We started with a digital collection, sold more than 30 mil in secondary transacted volume. Same time, sold 200K in merch, and yet nothing happened. As much as we had the traction, there was nothing that came out of it because we didn't have a scalable product. We even had partnership with different brands. We created a marketplace because we felt like we don't have a product. Well, a marketplace is a product. That's the hot thing. We continue to pivot, and after 2 years, everything you see here, nothing more that came out of it. And that's the brutal truth of this real journey of what you guys are going to go through, potentially, is that you're going to go through so many different iterations. You must continue to pivot and find out what works for you. And so that's the reason why, for us, we have collected all the different things that we have learned. Digital collectible, rewards, loyalty, partners with brands, creating a hybrid marketplace, and finally coming up with a product that collectively takes everything that we have learned, all the thesis, all the iterations that we have gone through to develop TheFunPass, a loyalty rewards platform for metaverse players. Guys, final message for you guys is to don't give up. Truly, don't give up. Continue on your process. Getting metric is only the first step. It is way longer than that. At the end of the day, it is a journey. So yeah, don't give up. This is my 6-step journey. If you guys want, I can send you the deck. Apply the frameworks, principles, so then that way, key is to be able to find your product market fit. And if you guys want to connect, feel free. This is my email. And thank you so much.